Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Funniest Finnish Commercials. I do not know Finnish humor. I think it's probably a little bit dry, but I think maybe that's just a misconception that I have because I don't know, I think in Europe they tend to have that type of humor, but I don't know. So I'm excited. Let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe. Oh my. Hi. What is this? Oh.
Autsista.
Syks on lääke, joka lievittää kurkkukipua tehokkaasti.
Oh, because those batteries. Grabbing your baby.
This is the true story of Václav Janacek, the legendary musician who brought the world the fine art of head playing.
What?
Passed down through generations of Janaceks, Václav's talent was extraordinary.
He has that thing, he has the thing that everyone is looking for.
Václav became maestro and one of mankind's leading humanitarians.
This is a joke, right?
But then something went terribly wrong. Years of head playing caught up with Václav and left him with a continual headache.
Oh, it's Tylenol.
All his talent falling to pieces.
One day you can be up there at the height, and the next you're nobody.
Václav consulted the world's leading specialists, but nothing helped. He lost everything.
No.
But then,
He met that Finnish doctor. I don't know exactly what he did, but it helped.
Thank you.
Sounds very funny.
I'd like to thank my doctor and Finnish healthcare for giving me my life back. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. It's painkillers. Is to call them Tylenol.
Nyt on mukava lähteä. No hyvä. Se on niinku kotisohvallisuus. Sillä ei ajellakaan Lappiin. Ei. No siellä on mökki vanhalla paikalla. No niin,
This is very dark.
Ei kyllä saavi. Se pitää miehet tiedä.
Oh, it's a fishing cabin.
Ovi!
Just plain on leaving? What? They're heating. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sure. The car's better. It has better heating. I wonder what year that was.
Good afternoon, madam.
Yeah, I'm sorry, officer.
Can I see your papers, please? Hello. Mummy in a bit of a hurry, was she?
What?
Step out of the car, madam! Step out of the vehicle now!
Oh my god. Oh my god. That one was crazy. I'm shocked. I am speechless. What? Okay, I'm still reeling from that last one. I'm shocked. I don't know if it was funny though. I'm laughing. I guess it was funny, but it was funny in a quite, oh my god, I can't play someone. Well, it's a child, right? Like, you can't be that I don't know, because obviously the whole point is that it's actually the kid is actually the daughter, but again, born to create drama. I mean, great tagline, great commercial, but I cannot. It makes me very. I know that again. Let's imagine something like this happening in real life. Oh my god, I would put it. If that were my kid, I would put that up. I would put them up for adoption. You know what? You don't want me to be. You don't want to be my daughter anymore. Yeah, sure. Guess what? Good for you. You're not gonna be my daughter anymore. I mean, I guess parents can. I don't know. They forgive a lot of things, right? Probably that's really how it goes. Probably, yeah, sure. But imagine something like this happening to someone. It's really that's the spawn of the devil. That's not your child. It's being that kid is being possessed by a greater evil. I don't know how you would come. If I were the parent, I don't know how I would come around from this. I think I will literally. You know what? Whatever. I do not want kids anymore. Put them up for adoption. Seriously, what an embarrassing situation, for the police officer. Well, no, not for the police officer. I mean, if they explain it to you, but I mean for the parent, whether, in this case it was a mom, but what happens if it was a dad, whatever, who cares? Parents in general. No, this makes me really, hats off to parents. They really do deal with a lot, because again, something like this, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. No, absolutely not. The other, I think was really funny. The one with the car, I think it was a Saab. I think that was the brand, I would assume, but I mean, I'm a little unclear, but I'm pretty sure it was a Saab. I think maybe I've seen. I'm trying to think if I've seen that brand of that. Yeah, it's not a model. I was gonna say that model. Now, I don't know what model this is, but I've seen this car brand before. Pretty sure I did not know they were from Finland, but I'm pretty sure I've seen them. I want to know what year this was, because it's funny that I think the commercial looked a little bit older. But it says, it's made for Finnish people, right? It's made in Finland for Finnish people, but I'm pretty sure I've seen them, outside of Finland, or at least at some point in my life. So it's kind of weird that that's the tagline. Are they known, for being really good, a really famous car brand? I really do not know enough about cars to say, oh yeah, sure, I know that's a really famous car brand. I think I'm just used to other more popular ones, as in, I don't know, Toyota, Ford, Hyundai, what are the others? I don't know, Mercedes. I really do not know much about cars, but I don't know, maybe this Saab model is probably, I'm going to assume it's a more famous car brand in Finland, and of course in other places, probably in Europe, right? They probably explore that. But it's funny that I think you can tell it was an old commercial, and that was my point. Because these days, I think when you're seeing a car commercial, I think they're very, I don't know, I think the outlook is a little bit different. They're trying to sell you the car, because they're not, actually, I think car brands in general, they're not trying to sell you specifically a car. I mean, they're trying to sell you the experience, because I think when it comes to cars, even though obviously it's not, again, modern cars, I think, have a lot of amenities, and it's more about, again, they're trying to sell you the experience, or they're trying to sell you on a specific brand that you like because of whatever brand marketing history with your history with said brand. But my point is that I don't think there's a lot of a difference, I think, between cars. If you want, technically, obviously, some of them are more comfortable, but the main idea of a car just getting you from point A to point B, every car does that, right? And of course, the others are add-ons, but I think in this day and age, all cars have those things. Although, of course, you have like leather seats, or you have, I don't know, what kind of good thing, I don't know, maybe, a lot of them have automatic pilot. Again, I'm trying to think something that really makes it a little, oh no, I'm going to choose this one. It's more about the model itself, as in, this suits my needs, or I like the car as in how it looks, because the actual things that the car can do, most of these it's probably going to be the same, unless, of course, you're really into something very particular, and again, you want something that's really, the engine is a little bit better, so you want better speeds, I don't know. But I think my point is that it's more about the experience usually. And again, more car commercials, most of car commercials these days, again, are more about the experience, and they're not actually something that the car can or cannot do. Obviously, they're trying to sell you, the cool things your car can do. But in this case, it's funny because I didn't really get to see the car, right? It's more, you know, the modern commercials, it's more about, you know, they have sort of zoom out and you see the car from all angles and you see it driving and it's usually in this empty road or something like this. In this case, it's all funny because I think the car, it was only one small clip and one shoot of the car, because otherwise I couldn't tell you what car it was. So it makes it really funny. I think it was a small sedan, but it was tiny. It was a really small car, but I couldn't really tell you what the car looks like. You know, if you show me a photo of the car, I do not know. I really don't know what they're trying to sell me. You know, I can't actually picture the car itself. So it was more about, oh, you know, it's a cool car and stuff, you know, because the commercial is really funny. But I was, you know, it's the Saab brand, which of course I'm going to be thinking, and I'm going, I just learned, yes, it's that Saab brand, but I don't really know the model. Because probably they're not trying to sell you a model. Probably that's it, right? No, it's not about the model itself. It's just about the branding. And again, it's probably for Finns. It's, hey, you know, support sort of, you know, our own manufacturers, because, you know, do not buy, you know, an outsider, another European car. Buy a Finnish car, because obviously it's made by us. So it's funny that that's the angle. But instead of being all emotional and stuff, as in, oh, you know, this was made for us, you know, made by us for us. It's more about, no, it's really funny. I think that idea. And in this case, I don't know, because I'm always traumatized by something like this happening. So I wouldn't well know, because they didn't have a key, right? Actually, I'm trying to think about the cabin itself. Imagine that situation again happening to you. I would put something, right, those door stoppers or something. If I were in the cabin in the middle of nowhere, it's frozen, it's literally icy. No, I would even a stone if I don't have a door stopper, because what happens if this happens to you? I mean, and you're naked. Because why are they naked? Come to think about this, I thought if they were going to do the cold plunge. But maybe I'm wrong. At first I thought it was a fishing sort of traveling trip, because I think Finnish people probably do that. That sort of ice cold, you know, they fish when it's really cold and there's this layer of ice. But I do not know enough about Finnish culture. However, I would guess that the sauna is pretty big over there. So maybe they were going to either the sauna or they were doing the cold plunge thing that I know is really popular in Scandinavian countries, Nordic countries. I do not know if I think Finland is not a Scandinavian country. Just Nordic countries in general, just countries in which it's icy a lot of the time. They have really cold winters. I think they do that. They enjoy the whole, yes, we're plunging into cold water completely naked, and then we're gonna jumping in the hot shower. Actually, I don't know what they were trying to do, but I think it was a very Finnish thing. Probably that's the whole thing, right? Yeah, it's a very Finnish experience for, you know, the Finnish average person, and that's what they're trying to sell you, a Finnish car. So I think really great commercial. And the other, I think the funniest one, it was probably my favorite one, because it was like, what? The one of the musician he was playing his head. I mean, I'm going to assume, maybe I'm being very naive about this, or maybe, I don't know, this doesn't exist, right? Obviously, I know the musician, it's a fake thing, but I do not know, because I was thinking, obviously it's a whole joke, you know, the musician plays with his head, and that's why he gets chronic headaches, and yeah, sure, that's the joke. However, though, I do not know, because again, Finland, I don't know enough about that country. It wouldn't surprise me. I think I'm going to take this at face value. Obviously, it's a joke. The whole thing, it's a joke. But it wouldn't surprise me. I'm just saying, it definitely wouldn't surprise me if they had a weird to the rest of the world. Obviously, not weird to them. The whole, we have a weird way of playing an instrument. I don't know. Maybe that's either, you know, this joke has layers. It has a deeper meaning. And maybe there's something having to do with this. Yeah, there's some sort of instrument that they play in traditional Finnish music, in folklore, that, you know, there's this instrument and they play with their, I don't know, with their arms. They play with their legs. I don't know, something about this. I do not know. Probably not, but I wouldn't want to assume, because again, it's a really different culture, so who knows, right? But I like that one because it was so ridiculous. I think obviously the idea of a musician just, oh, a great famous musician, everyone loves him. But no, he has chronic headache issues because, he's playing with his head, which I didn't really got to see because I don't know what those sticks are. I've seen them before, but are those for drum? No, not for drums, because they weren't drumsticks. They were for either obviously classical music, probably those big drums that they have in classical music. I actually have no idea, but it's really funny now. I'm thinking, are those soft? Because they look quite hard. If I have to make a sound with the drums, then how hard do you have to hit your head? They don't really sound, I like the sound though, but again, if I put one of those sticks, obviously I'm gonna call them sticks, but they probably have an actual name. If you kind of like hit your hand with them, is it soft? I don't know. I'm not worried about the actors that did the commercial. It's, oh my god, you're hitting your head. It looks like marshmallow though, so probably they just put a marshmallow on. They put a marshmallow on the stick, maybe something like that. And of course, the one with the butter. I did not know it was margarine. I know it was butter, but it's a really, I think, great thing. It's one of those things about the commercial trying to sell you something that's not really what's going to be using. You're not going to be using this for that. Obviously, that's the joke. It's all very smooth, but I think it's an interesting way to sell margarine or butter. It's about the smoothness. I think, what makes me want to buy, what does good butter or good, well, yeah, I'm going to assume it was butter. Although I think butter is a little bit different, right? It's in a, usually actually, no, I'm very confused. It came in a tub, right? But in this tub, I'm thinking it's margarine because I think butter usually comes in this, it's sort of, it needs to be in the fridge. And also, again, you can put it on room temperature later on, but it's usually sort of a square. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't really come in a tub. And this was a plastic tub. So maybe it was margarine and not butter. Do Finnish people like margarine better than butter? I have so many questions, but it's really funny that the commercial itself, it wasn't about the taste or, oh yeah, our butter, which I think would probably be how you would go around. Yeah, sure, our butter is being, the cows in which, the butter, I know it comes from the milk from the cows, and these cows, our cows are being fed grass-fed cows and whatever. I think most people or most brands would go around that angle. But of course, it's sort of, well, again, I don't know, it's butter. It tastes mostly the same. Well, sometimes, again, it's sort of mostly the same. I can communicate that into a commercial, so I think it's really good. The angle of, let's make something funny, and that's how you're, when you're in the grocery shop, you're going to be, oh yeah, that's the butter with a funny commercial. In which, it's not about they're eating it. They're not actually eating it. No, they're putting it in their bodies because it's very smooth. So it's about maybe Finnish people, again, not about the taste, but it's about the smoothness of the butter, and that's something that you're looking for. Or margarine, in case, forget what I just said, maybe it's just margarine and that's it. But I like the idea, and I like the tagline, oh, we also sell butter as well, because yeah, you can also eat it, that, you can shave with it, or again, you can put your dress on. I think maybe, would you shave with butter? Probably. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy, right? I wouldn't advise doing this. But, again, if you're in a pinch, I don't think it's that out of the question. Probably a lot more people, they wouldn't admit it, but probably more people have used butter to shave, in a pickle, than they're willing to admit it. That was really funny. That was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!